Aloha everyone, Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com. I didn't make a video lesson yesterday, so this is more of a catch up for members because it's the 4th of July. Enjoy your long 4th of July weekend, everybody. Thank you for watching this video lesson. Thank you for coming on this trading investing journey with me, which can always be rocky, can always be strange, but we try to keep a level head over here. And on that note, in the long-term portfolio, we warned about this market that it needed a 10% pullback in early 2025. Did not see the tariff situation coming. We got a 20% pullback at the lows here. Just getting to work in the long-term portfolio. I actually started here too early, but then here, and all in right here for this rebound. That's what happens when you keep a level head. Long-term portfolio, the accounts are at all-time highs. And actually, we added a little bit to a coffee position today in the long-term portfolio. Then on the next higher time frame, we have the quarterly portfolios. And despite having a loser in that portfolio, got the quarterly portfolio got rebounds in May. I had a choice between CRWD, I had a choice between ZS or OKTA. I chose OKTA for the quarterly portfolio. You can see what's happened. But despite this one stock, the other 9 stocks are leading that quarterly portfolio to new all-time highs. And the whole key of that quarterly portfolio is to beat the S&P 500 by just buying 10 stocks, holding them for 90 days, 10% each. So that's doing well. The swing position accounts are at new all-time highs. There are no new purchases for that account because I still cannot raise any capital because of the way that this market uptrend has progressed since this May high. There has barely been any pullback. Basically, everything I'm long is working, except for there's been a lot of positions that as soon as I go to get long, they immediately trigger and fail. However, I can't raise any buying power. So all the buying power that I have available gets put into those, and that's way significantly less than I normally would. It's been choppy. It hasn't been clean. We recently went long AXON, and they gave us a little bit of a hiccup, but it seems to be right back on track. But despite all that, the position swing accounts are also at all-time highs. So there's absolutely nothing to complain about unless you want to talk about my day trading, which has always been pretty poor. But even that, we're still focused on the right stocks. I just have to deal with the Maui time situation. So what do we have this evening for everyone? Unfortunately, nothing. I don't have any new swing positions. I don't have any new long positions, no buy stops to set up from the weekly squeeze scan. But I also don't have any end-of-day sell signals. The only thing that I think I want to go over is, since we didn't make a video lesson for members the day before, I just want to show you all of, actually, I'll go ahead and give you guys one because it was a new swing position yesterday, filled today, and is still within range. But BitX, I mean, BitX, I mean, Bitcoin, I'm a hodler, hold on for dear life. I'll never sell my Bitcoin. I'm going to hold it till the day I die, and then those proceeds go to wherever my wife decides that they need to go, but I'm holding it forever. But this base is one of the most bullish looking charts that I see in the market right now. IBIT, BITX, because I can't pull up just Bitcoin by itself on here. At least I don't think I can on this antiquated, archaic telechart version that I'm still addicted to. But Bitcoin looks great. And then I have no idea what this ticker symbol is that I wrote down, so let's just move on. I do have a position in IONQ. At one point yesterday, it was trading an inside hammer candle, and I was hoping to move the buy stop from above this high, 44.10, to whatever the inside level would be. That didn't happen. Triggered in, filled. I have a long position IONQ. I have a long position RGTI. And then MSTR is the recent long position that just filled. But once again, limited buying power. Don't have the size that I would like to have in RGTI and IONQ right now. But these are two beautiful looking setups. And MSTR is in my weekly squeeze scan. Kind of see a base on base forming here. It was a buy trigger above the high of the day. However, I got a pocket pivot point signal off the 50 SMA. So I just purchased MSTR above 405.30. got long 405, hopefully 31, but I doubt it. There's a 1% limit offset, a bit of a squat today, but everything's fine. You can be super tight with your stops, which I am right now because there's just so many signals. I can immediately move the capital that I raised with limited losses into the next signal to work. I'm going to trail my stop. I'll have one here, I'll have two here, I'll have a third one here, and then a final one here. But you could just keep it simple and have one and only one at the 50 SMA or this low right here. It's completely up to you. Depends on the position size. We try not to ever lose more than 1% of our account capital on any one swing position. But MSTR was the most recent long position. Now, right now, because that limited buying power, I'm forcing all my capital into my best setup. So whatever capital I have on the books, buying power gets put immediately into the best setup. And the past few days, it's been MSTR, RGTI, and IONQ. IONQ in the quality portfolio, RGTI in the speculative portfolio. The capital raised yesterday went into MSTR today. The capital raised today by taking profits in stocks like BBAI, which seem to go up every day, take a little bit more profits off. That capital raise gets into the next new long position. Now, there are no new long positions for today, but I flagged a couple of spec stocks that I was interested in getting long. Roma isn't quite set up, but I like this. But with this indicator, what I like, and holy moly, what's going on here? There it is. About to say, there's some red bot bars in this chart, but what's funny is that they don't exist if I just go back a couple days, which is why I kind of don't really care about this indicator. But when it's all lined up, when I got a consolidation right at the 50 SMA, it can really pay off. And there was one setup that I passed on, TZUP. I got a pocket pivot point signal, huge hammer candle right off the 50 SMA. And as you can see with this setup, it's obviously going to go in the speculative portfolio because it's thin. It's a low price, but look at the dry up in volume in this consolidation. Look how there's no red bot bars. Get that hammer candle. The buy is above the high of the day, 731 with the limit offset. I did not initiate this long position because I put all the money into IONQ in the one, RGTI in the other, but we haven't really seen the setup in a while. So because it was thumbs up, because it was thin, because that was a big tail. It's not like it's a little tail, it's a big tail. So if I go long this stock, where's my stop? I'll show you guys. It would not be that tail, it would be the recent lows. So if I got long, I would have cut my loss if it closes below this low or moves below this low. It's completely up to you. But the very next day, TZUP, boom, that was yesterday. Boom, that was today. 2 days, up 30%. So what do we learn from this? Well, the next time it sets up, even with the limited buying power, I got to put some of it into this name because right now these setups are good. And let's say that I raise 20% of my account capital and this setup comes again, maybe I don't do 20%, but I'd be comfortable at 10%, especially in this market environment. Everything looks good, but I will admit we are getting a little bit extended short term. I know I always say that, so whatever. SPY, QQQ, extended short term. Don't have the Keltner channel ATRs on this chart, so but I'm going to take a look at those. Um, while I do think that we'll have a short-term pullback, I don't even see a 5% pullback into the end of the year. I told everybody, you can watch these video lessons. There's one weekend video lesson around this area that I said I predict new all-time highs before the end of the year or early next year. I had no clue it would come this soon, and by it coming this soon, I just expect more and more all-time highs. And the pullback we keep looking for, we don't get. I really don't see a 5% pullback happening until the end of the year. Hopefully it does because that would create some better buying opportunities. Here's a stock I'm looking at wanting to get long, ALAB. I was looking at now, and of course now breaks out. But you know, when you don't have buying power, there's not much you can do. But there's still plenty of stocks out there that haven't fully moved yet, and so we'll see if they set up if we get any kind of market pullback. But short term, bit extended, and I saw the AAII is at 45% bulls, and that's over the historical bullish average. So people are starting to embrace this market uptrend on the short term, but not necessarily the long term. I'm looking forward to any and all pullbacks, and if we don't get it, we're good to go with our current holdings. All right, everybody. Once again, have a great rest of your 4th of July weekend. Aloha.